Hello there. I am Robert Jordan, and today I'm going to demo the new Cat Full of Ghosts Vidirol. Vidirol is a set of VSTs, which you can see here in Ableton, but they'll run in pretty much any DAW you've got that let you control Roland and Edirol video mixers. So my setup is I've got an Edirol V4 here. I've got Ableton Live with a Vidirol prototype VST here, and down in the bottom corner I have a camera connected to the switcher. So let's jump over to here. So there are a whole bunch of controls on the V4, things like effects, things like inputs, and input 1 here is connected to a feedback loop, and input 2 is connected to the camera, and those are the only two things I've got connected at the moment. Boop, boop, boop. These are fun. I love playing with them live, but you've only got so many hands, and it can be a bit difficult to manipulate multiple effects or recall very complex states on the fly. And so that is why I created Vidirol, for which this is a video for the Kickstarter for, kind of giving a bit more of an in-depth look at what the software is going to be like. So over here, we see a demo of what the interface could look like. It'll be a little bit more polished, but we can see when I drag the video fader here, down in our bottom right corner, it's as though I'm dragging the T-bar. Brilliant. And that applies to all the other effects too. Let's just look at the direct out. So now I'm fading between feedback and the camera. Looks good. But we can do all sorts of stuff, like we can change what input is selected. And we can apply effects. That's a chroma key, so that's not a good example. This is a good example. We can apply effects like mirrors, or whatever effects you have set up in your particular memory state here. We can also do random effects, which randomizes one parameter at a time, which could be fun if you want some chaotic stuff. We've also got the control for the transport buttons, transitions. So, we can select all the different types of transitions that are available. Looking good. And what's particularly cool is because this is a VST, we can synchronize to music. So you can create in something like Ableton here automation parameters in a MIDI clip, and then when you play them, so that was cool. And there's a Kickstarter currently happening for Vidirol, which will be a collection of these VSTs. Each of them is specifically for a different Edirol/Roland video mixer. Some of them will work across both, but I just thought it would be easier to have one dedicated to each of the mixers, because the controls are slightly different for each of them, which is a bit of a pain. But for example, the V4 and V8, their MIDI control is very, very similar, but the V4EX is different, and the V1 is different again, and some of the V800 HDs are completely different, and so it just didn't make sense to make a single plugin. I thought it would just get confusing. So please take a look at the Kickstarter. This was just a kind of quick example of some of the stuff that you could conceivably do. So just a bit of an automation test, but like I said before, you can use these plugins to recall complex states, because with a lot of these mixes, when you change memory, it resets everything. So you can save memory states, but then it will turn off your effects. So you could use these VSTs to save complex effects and jump between them instantaneously. So please take a look at the Kickstarter. Tell me what you think. I'm really excited to add another kind of dimension of control to a bunch of hardware that I really love and I find incredibly useful and inspiring. So take a look at the link, please investigate the Kickstarter, and I'll see you next time.